This afternoon while I was working, a few people that are part of a K-12 virtual um, learning association, the VLLA, which is comprised of all the different state-led virtual schools across the United States. They have an instructional designer discussion forum. And one of the questions that came across today um, provided me with some information that I was not aware of, but ties directly to what we're dealing with in this course, and especially with, again, the privacy part of Project 2. So I wanted to share it with you, but this also brings up a good topic of discussion. I'm not adding extra assignments to the course, but it would be good because it does tie directly to California, and there's several of you in this section of the course that are from California. So I first wanted to talk about the debate, I guess is what you would call it, and what it's all around. And so apparently California has enacted this law, call it SOPIPA, the California Student Online Personal Information Protection Act, and it talks about several different things. There are three key talking points in the middle of the site. The first is that it prohibits K-12 mobile and online service operators from using student information to target advertisements to students. On top of that, it prohibits online service providers from creating K-12 student profiles for commercial purposes, and it forbids companies from selling student information. So with that, we get into, and I'm not going to go deep into this, but we get into a lot of these things of what happens when I decide to use a tool in my course for educational purposes that requires students to create an account. And so in both EDU 585 and 614, we talk a lot about student privacy, in choosing apps and different things for learning purposes. But the important piece of that is to understand what data are they collecting and how are they collecting that data, and what are my state's laws around that. So this is a good site for you to go and look at the law that California has. Apparently Montana has just recently adopted something very similar, and essentially a lot of the teachers in the discussion are saying it's really taken away from us being able to use anything internet-based or web-based in our courses. And so I won't go deep into that debate and conversation, but this is something that happened in my real work and directly impacts all of us. So I thought I would just share this as part of this week's announcement as we talk about privacy policies in K-12 online education.